trauma!
Yeah, you did.
Yay, trauma!
Disclaimer. We do not own or claim ownership of the Pokemon franchise and any Pokemon established in official canon. That's all owned by Nintendo, Game Freak, and Creatures. This is just a podcast made by 4 friends who love Pokemon. It's our love letter to a franchise most of us grew up with. So please go support the official release.
Last time, you know what it is! You're my aunt?
Victoria Vladimir. I'm planning a little heist. The museum got their hands on a meteorite.
It's a Plusle? Is this dual-type stuff possessing Pokemon?
Grabs a Minun, disappears.
I have to go find them!
Your friend is either in a lot of danger or a lot of trouble.
I gotta find Velma.
We're Vladimirs. We're not here to be good. We're here to be better, greater.
Vickie's taking the meteor, and there are these dual-type Pokemons that we think the meteor is making them these dual-types, so we're trying to stop them.
Your friends assaulted me in order to protect you. Are they protecting Velma or just another Vladimir?
We go back to the top of the order. Porygon Z is going to try and time it right to get through these doors.
Please don't.
Enough to get through to the other hallway, but not enough to catch up with you.
Okay.
Recalculated.
And runs through the door. Its head spins on a swivel and points at you.
Target relocated.
I love this Porygon Z.
Plusle's turn. It is going to try and evade you guys and get to the meteor. If you're trying to stop it from moving, that will also be a dexterity plus athletic.
I think Velma's gonna try and go for it.
You need to meet or beat a 2. 3 out of 3. Okay, how do you stop it now that you're not face planning?
She's seeing that the thing is just about to get out, and she runs, kind of slides a little bit, and then she just brings her arms down and catches it in her arms.
Okay, yeah, you restrain the Plusle as you block it from trying to get through to the other side. It wriggles free from you, you stop it from escaping, and it is stuck with you guys right now. Let's see if the Minun wakes up. It just needs to roll 1 success. I'll roll this in front of the board.
Don't wake up, don't wake up, don't wake up, don't wake up.
It's up and at him.
Oh
Good
no!
morning!
Now that it is awake, it will act. It is going to see that the meteor is within its reach now. It is going to try and attack Vickie.
Oh.
It tries to leap forth away from Victor to hack at Vickie and try to get the meteor out of her hands. Predictable. Presses a button on her power gauntlet. A force field blocks Minun from landing the blow. Bounces back down. Captain Levi sees he cannot reach Vickie from here.
Damn it! Legato, water pulse on the Metagross!
A 4 out of 6 will land the blow.
Nice.
It has incredibly high defenses, but it hits it for full 4 points of damage. No confusion, but it is blasting it, pinning it to the wall, snapping me awake enough to actually make it roll for its initiative. A lot of balls to juggle. It goes right after Legato.
NPC fight.
It is going to go for a Zen headbutt as it rushes forth and slams its head into the Vaporeon, who tries to dodge out of the way but does not make it. That will be a full 6 out of 6 damage. It does flinch from the impact. It is clang. Even with its liquidy body, that impact from hard steel hurts like a bitch. Levi just manages to go prone out of the way just in time to dodge the blow. Looks in horror as Legato takes the blunt of it. It is Bellini's turn, or Victor's turn, your choice.
I would like for Victor to try for one more semi-held back ice punch to try and freeze the thing and get it to its last leg.
Held back ice punch, go ahead and roll for I roll for accuracy, that's right.
Yes, I don't think I can roll.
3 out of 6 will hit, not critical hit.
Awesome.
Let's roll for half damage. The minimum 1 point of damage. No freezing.
Okay.
So yeah, you whittle it down just a little bit more. Yeah, that's Victor's turn. that will bring us back to Velma. You see the Plusle face to face with you after that failed grapple. You see Captain Levi fending off the Metagross. You see Vickie with Meteor in hand, waiting for you to join her to make both your escapes. What does Velma choose?
Kay's like, it's decision time.
I know! My pulse is just like going off right now.
Your endorphins are must be going crazy right now because this is very stressful.
My cat came in here sensing my distress.
Aw.
She's evoked the purring.
Okay, I think Velma has a decision to make.
She does.
Okay. Velma takes a deep breath. Minion, take back that meteor! Yes! Use string shot!
Oh my god. Okay, roll for string shot accuracy. 2 out of 6 will land. So yeah, you hits the meteor. Velma, what are you doing?
Something I should have done a while ago! And she's helping Minion to kind of pull it back to bring it over to her side.
Okay then. You see her press a button on her gauntlet, and the anti-gravity tech she has on it lights up a little bit more. You said you are helping Dustox out, so I need both you and Dustox to roll strength plus athletic, and this will be contested against Vickie's strength plus science. That's a 3 out of 3 from Minion, 0 out of 1 from you, but let's see if it's enough to beat Vickie's tech. That's a 1 out of 5. Okay, so what happens?
There's a tug of war going on. Both of them pulling and struggling. You hear the anti-gravity thing going. It's increasing louder and louder on both sides. The struggle is intense. And suddenly, you just hear the gravity thing just burst, and then you see the meteor flying over at a very rapid pace towards Velma and Minion.
The anti-gravity device goes on the fritz. It is swung down back to ground level. Vickie walks right up to you. Velma, 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 you are capable of so much more, and you're wasting it because your so-called friends are forcing you to be good instead of great.
You have a very funny idea of what forcing is, lady. As far as I'm concerned, you're the one who's pulling me along this whole time.
Well, excuse me for helping you try to live up to your namesake.
You're trying to have me help you get a freaking meteor.
Yes! I asked you to help me. You said yes. That was our plan from the beginning. I could have done the job myself, but I thought I'd try a little family bonding. Open up to my niece. And once again, I am disappointed by my family.
You want no disappointment in family? Where were you? Where were you years ago when Grandpa left, huh? Where were you then?
Oh, ask your mother. But first, let me prime you for the disappointment. She holds out an Ultra Ball and without even looking, swipes it right at the miner.
Oh no!
Can I smack the Ultra Ball, please?
Ooh.
I want her to run in and jump and smack it down to the floor. Or catch it and throw it herself.
Or actually, hold on. Could Velma do an action here? I would spend a fate point.
Go for it.
What did you have in mind?
What I want Velma to do is to take her dust blaster and to shoot at the ball and knock it out of the way.
Hey yo!
Yeah.
Yo.
This is going to be dexterity plus science from you. Vickie is going to try and beat your speed with a dexterity plus throw.
Okay, I have a question while you're rolling that.
Sure.
If I take the Ultra Ball and throw it myself, does it count as my Ultra Ball then?
If it does not make contact with it, I'm not actually sure.
Because I would like to attempt to catch the Ultra Ball
I think...
as Velma shoots it away. And alley-oop it.
Let's go with the assist.
You know what? With Pokeballs, in my lore, it does not register as your trainer until you use it to catch it. So you can absolutely snag that ball.
Okay. Yep, just checking.
But first things first, let's see if Velma stops it in time. So that is going to be dexterity plus throw from me and dexterity plus science from you. Let's roll. 4 out of 5 from Velma.
Good mercy.
You got her mad.
That's 3 out of 4 from Vickie. She throws the ball. You pull out the handiwork you and your grandpa made together, and you blast. A puff of dust, just enough for the ball to go wide, and land at the base of the statue. Vickie will activate her power gauntlet to try and pull it back to her. Maddie, this is your time to try and grab it. So, how are you going to try it? Just mad dash, or are you going to use your power, or?
We're making a Mad D dash. Ha 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 ha. Maybe with a hair of psychic power, yeah. To like pull it towards me.
In that case, I need you to make dexterity plus channel. She's going to do dexterity plus science.
No.
That's a 0 out of 1.
Can I use a face plant? A will point.
Here's the thing. Even if I let you re-roll, the most you can get is a 1, which will not beat whatever she rolls, unless she rolls terribly. So here's my offer. 2 will points, and we reselect what attributes and skills you roll with.
I rolled dexterity channel. I don't think my athletic stat is any better.
Yeah, look at your stats. Tell me what you think would be what Maddie would do.
You know why? It's because of my dex stat. My score is 1.
Paint me a different picture.
So what is Maddie seeing coming from Vickie right now?
Vickie is pushing a button on her power gauntlet, and you can see like a mini tractor beam trying to pull it.
Okay, is there... I don't know if this is gonna work, but I'm gonna try and convince you. Can Maddie use insight to know like how quickly the puller is going and to get there before it, and combine that with athletic to then get there first? So basically using the insight sort of as her psychic stat.
So insight to predict the movements, and athletics to use that knowledge to your advantage and utilize your own reflexes?
Yes.
I absolutely love it. Go ahead and roll that. I've already rolled for Vickie. Let's see if you can beat it.
Guys, I'm so scared. Any modifiers?
No modifiers. Straight roll.
2 out of 5.
She rolled a 3 out of 7.
No!
Wait, isn't that even? Or is mine higher if you do the fraction?
Fraction? Okay, so when I say Vickie rolled 3 out of 7, she rolled a total of 7 dice. 3 popped up as successes.
Oh.
So 3 was the number to meet or beat.
See, I've been doing it by fractions in my head.
Don't. So you make a leap for it and try to use your foresight to get in quickly, but technology wins out this time.
Boo.
You've wasted enough of her time that she's lost the attempt to try and throw the ball at the Minun.
Okay.
And she looks at you curiously. Oh, supernatural powers then. A case study to dissect later. Porygon Z's turn.
Question.
Oh wait, you're running into the room right now, aren't you?
Yes.
You see all this ensuing right now. You are there to see Velma make her choice.
Chris has a giant smile on his face, but quick question, does he see the Metagross?
You can see it in the corner, and you can see Levi and Legato holding it off.
I want Chris to run over to where Victor is, and I want him to attack the Metagross.
Victor? Oh yeah, you've taken control of Victor again.
Yes.
I'd say as a trainer action, you can take control of Victor again, though it has to act on its turn.
Okay, that's all fine and dandy. So yeah, Chris runs over to where Maddie, Bellini, and Victor are, and he's like, all right, what did I miss?
A lot.
Okay.
We're trying to make sure that Vickie, Velma's relative of some sort, doesn't get any of these Pokemon, because she's trying to mess with them, and we got to get to Meteor too.
Okay, I got it. Main objective, stop Vickie and help Velma, and help the 2 Pokemon up to speed.
Woo!
Top of the order, Porygon Z spends his actions dashing over to the room again.
Poor guy.
Yeah, that's all it can do though. Plusle, it is going to go after you, Velma. You're the one who grappled it.
Ooh.
It's going to go for a nuzzle on you as it rushes forth and tries to rub its body against yours.
Oh, it loves you.
A 2 out of 7 will hit.
We'll try to evade.
Okay, roll evasion to meet or beat it. 3 out of 4.
Woo!
Your adrenaline is fucking pumping right now.
Does she just do the Matrix backwards as he's flying by?
You absolutely can. It's easier for you to do. Your pigtails weigh you down and make you bend back faster.
Nice.
And yeah, that's Plusle's turn. Minun is going to try to attack it again. Vickie puts up another force field. It is Metagross's turn. It's going to try and finish off the Vaporeon Legato by way of Iron Head. Legato's going to try and dodge that. Needs to meet or beat a 2. 4 out of 6 will succeed, though. The Metagross charges forth. Legato goes over it, just leaps across. Levi tucks down and slides underneath it, and they just end up switching positions. Levi pulls out a Pokeball from his trench coat,
Best to play it safe, Legato. Take a rest.
and he recalls Vaporeon, while also pulling out another Great Ball,
Sonata, you're up.
and from the light emerges a Nidoqueen.
Oh.
Love this music-loving king.
Bellini's turn. You're in control again.
I want Bellini to go for a sing again on Minun.
1 out of 2 will land.
Yes!
And it goes back to inactivity once more. Pinned to the ground.
That poor thing.
Minion's turn. You're stuck between the Plusle and the very disappointed ant.
I think we're gonna try to pin down the Plusle again. We're gonna try and hit him with a... We're gonna do a little dust storm.
4 out of 4. It's gonna try and evade, but there's not. I don't know if it can. 4 out of 7. I'm so sorry. It senses the sheer power of that dust storm, and it leaps out of the way just in time before the wall behind it is blasted and covered in toxic paralytic powders. It just nearly dodged a possibly fainting blow.
Dang it!
Victor's up now.
Okay, I'm gonna do the thing.
Do a thing?
The thing.
Chris is going to finally have Victor use that focused energy he's been holding on to for so long.
You know what? You usually have to spend a move to use focus energy, but that was a nice training session. I'll let it slide. Go ahead.
Yay!
Nice.
All right, so considering that this Metagross is definitely very giant and very much a threat, he's not focused too much on the Porygon Z, so I'm wanting him to have Victor use Karate Chop and absolutely unleash hell on this Metagross. So he
Roll
wants
it.
to Yep.
Kay said, no more explanation needed. Do it.
Please work. It is 3 out of 6.
3 out of 6. He's gonna try and clash that. This will be with a bullet punch. So it sees you coming, it tries to block punch with punch. It needs to get a 4 or more to beat it though, as its second action. But it only got 3. And with that critical hit, you get a +2 modifier for damage. Its defense is 4.
A 1.
1 success out of 6 dice. Maybe use a will point to reroll.
I would love that, please.
Yeah, why not? You just got into the fight.
I
Go ahead and
know.
reroll. I'll take a will point away from you.
Yay. Dice gods, please help, please help, please help, please help, please help. Really?
Oh
A
my
1 again?
gosh!
What? Excuse me?
A 1 out of 6.
How many do I have left? Just like, what, 1?
You have 3 left.
But Victor can use them too, right?
Yes, that's true.
He's got full.
Oh, he does, doesn't he? Yeah, I think Victor really wants to punch this thing. I'm so sorry.
Roll again.
Okay, we're
Feel
gonna
like
do
I'm
what we
at-
did with Bellini. We're gonna give all the energy to Victor now.
Please.
The good vibes, the energy.
Vibes.
What?
Oh, wow.
Why
Yeah,
not?
no, they don't like me. You know, clearly this was...
What the-
This was not...
Is there something in the stats wrong, Kay?
There isn't. That's just how he rolled. So, everyone listening at home, you roll a 6-sided dice. 1, 2, 3, that's a failure. 4, 5, 6, that's a success. He's rolling a pool of 6 dice. First roll.
He's rolled.
1, 3, 3, 3, 3, 4.
Yeah.
Second roll. 1, 2, 2, 2, 3, 4. Third roll. 1, 1, 1, 2, 3, 4.
Wow.
You may believe in the dice gods, but the dice gods apparently do not believe in you.
You know what? I'll just... It wasn't meant to be, so I will just take the L.
You hit him for the minimum 1 point of damage as Victor's paw hits cold metal claw. I'm sorry, man.
Bonk.
It was so cool, too. Can Maddie throw a great ball?
That would be a trainer action.
Yeah.
And Vickie is also prepping another Ultra Ball.
Guys, I'm so stressed.
We're going to have to roll dexterity plus throw from both Vickie and Maddie to see whose ball would land first.
But my dex dice is 1. It's not gonna matter. Unless I can reason with you, Kay, to let me use my insight score again.
You know what? For a will point, I will. And you can use insight plus throw instead.
3 out of 5.
2 out of 4.
Let's go!
So before the ball even leaves her hand, you just force push the ball into the sleeping, weakened Minun. Go ahead and roll for the Pokeball or Great Ball.
Great ball.
Go ahead and roll for that Great Ball.
I'm too scared, guys.
You can do it. You can do it.
3 out of 6.
It lands, it is absorbed, Shake, shake. Shake, shake. Shake, shake. Click.
Let's go!
Let's go!
Maddie just looks at Vickie and she goes, "Take that, you mini pants!"
She looks at you with a furious scowl. Like her face scrunches up to be almost pig-like.
Oh.
She still had the Ultra Ball in her hand, though, so she just lobs it at the only remaining Pokemon left, the Plusle.
Oh, Chi-Chi, you could do the same thing if you want.
I'll lob the Great Ball at him.
You have a Great Ball. Okay, so we're going to need to do another showdown, Dexterity plus Throw. 3 out of 4 from Vickie.
You can do it.
Okay.
You can do it.
Damn it!
1 out of 4 from Velma.
Will point?
Can I use a point?
Okay, go ahead and reroll.
Me being devil's advocate here, could Velma get any sort of bonus because she's much closer to the Plusle than Vickie?
I don't think so.
Okay, because Maddie and Vickie were equidistant, so I'm just checking.
2 out of 4. You step in the way, but as the Ultra Ball spins around, you notice a smaller anti-gravity tech device on the ball itself, and the ball just floats up in the air above you, and then swoops back down, dive bombs on the Plusle.
Oh, she's a cheat.
And let me roll for that now. Shake, shake. Shake, shake. Shake, shake. Click.
Steal the Pokeball, Velma!
Vickie catches the Jewel-type Plusle.
There's no win without a loss, guys.
Law of equivalent exchange.
Full Metal Alchemist. Full Metal
Full Metal
Alchemist.
Alchemist.
She puts Plusle on her holster, turns to the Metagross. All right, Hal, time to go. And she returns to the meteor to prepare for extraction.
No.
It is Porygon Z's turn. It is going to go for the Bellini because of that cursed singing ability. Going to go for a tri-attack. 3 out of 8 to hit.
We're gonna, I guess, attempt to evade, but we're still paralyzed, so I don't know. 1 out of 2.
Unfortunately, not enough. It's still dealing with the paralysis, making it an easy target. Hits it for 5 points of damage.
And Bellini's down.
It is the Metagross's turn. As per Vickie's orders, it's going to go into the central chamber where the Dunsparce statue is. We'll hover up to the glass dome and use explosion.
Excuse me?
So now we're just damaging property and stealing.
Is there a way we can stop that?
Unless you can beat a 6 out of 8, no. Honestly, there's no way to stop it because you're not the target. The environment is the target.
Oh.
That's an 8 out of 15 for the damage. So how the Metagross begins to vibrate and glow with energy until explodes. Hal crashes to the ground, taking the entirety of the glass dome with it. The glass shards don't hurt you, but it does break the suspension framework that was holding up the Dunsparce statue. And I'm going to need Chris and Maddie, who are in the same room as them, to make dexterity plus evasion rolls to avoid the falling debris.
1 out of 1. Yes.
2 out of 2.
That is not going to be enough for either of you, unfortunately.
What?
The difficulty was 3 or more.
We never had a chance.
The statue collapses on top of you. But you don't feel that crushing, deadly weight that you should be feeling right now. And that is because you see Sonata the Needle Queen and Captain Levi are holding the statue up, preventing you from being crushed to death. And you can hear him mutter under his breath,
Damn it, damn it, damn it, damn it!
It seems he was going to try and stop Vickie from escaping, but now he's saving you guys, so he can't do that anymore. Meanwhile, Vickie is hovering up with the meteor, about to escape.
Okay, Kay, this is a very random question, but I don't know if it's even possible.
What you have in mind?
So since the meteorite is what Vickie wants, am I able to have Victor do an attack to destroy it?
Woo!
Holy shit. Okay. I want to see what happens, honestly. Yes, leap up into the air, roll for accuracy. Vickie's going to try and clash that with her tech.
Okay. He's going to just use Karate Chop just because that's probably the main thing that'll be able to punch it.
And Vickie will roll dexterity plus science.
4 out of 6.
Oh,
4 out of 6. Damn. Okay, let's see if she can do it. 5 out of 7.
oh, no way.
Okay, so I know that normally will points are spent to try to re-roll, but question, if she's blocking with that, if she's the one holding onto the meteor to actually bounce her into the meteor with her force field and the meteor falls out of her hand or however she's carrying it with her device.
Well, she's currently using her gravity tech to float on top of the meteor. She's riding it Dr. Strangelove style, except she's riding side saddle because she's a lady of class. So with that in mind, what was your plan again?
I'm gonna have, basically, as the force field is up, she's more focused on protecting herself than she is probably the meteorite. But as Victor is trying to attack her, she may lose focus and balance and the meteorite drops.
Okay, so it sounds like you're trying to spread her focus a bit thin. So how about this? You spend a will point and I'll have her reroll.
That will point is all yours, good sir.
It's another 5 out of 7.
Is it
Like,
really?
I'm not making that shit up.
Well, actually, hold on. Can Velma shoot the meteor?
Ooh.
With what? Because a dust blast is not going to have that oomph you need to do the job.
What do we got? What do we got?
What about an item? Chris has a great ball. If he were to go and throw it in Velma's direction to shoot towards Vickie, is that something that could be done?
As like a distraction on her, or?
To use it to like basically distract her as if there's another incoming like attack that she thinks is gonna hit her, but it's just a Pokeball.
At a cost of great ball, sure thing.
I have another idea, though, before
Okay.
you use your great ball.
Okay.
Velma, you have the big old fork.
Do we still have the big old fork?
Yes, you still have the big old fork.
Yes.
You got the big old fork!
Okay, we're using
You
the
have
big
the
old.
big
We're
old
shooting the big old fork.
The big old fork!
Like a spear.
Actually, could the big old fork be used to break up the meteor?
That's what I was thinking.
Oh my god, are you gonna throw the big old fork for Victor to use to beat the fucking meteor?
Or like Victor punches the meteor while the fork is going out. It's like a double attack.
Oh my god, yes!
We're gonna fork the meteor.
Guys, this is wild.
Guys, I'm pretty open-minded, but this is a bunch of bullshit right
Hey, look.
here. Okay. This is how it's going to go down. Victor's 4 out of 6, that's going to stand. Victoria's 5 out of 7, that will also stand. Velma, at the cost of a will point,
All right.
you may roll dexterity plus throw, and we will add your successes to Victor.
Oh.
You need at least 1 success to meet it, 2 to beat it.
All right. All right.
And keep in mind, even if you meet it, Victoria still has will points of her own that she can use to re-roll, possibly getting higher than a 5.
Okay.
You can do it. You can do it. I believe in you.
You meet it.
Can Maddie use any sort of psychic power? Teamwork makes the dream work.
Teamwork makes
Spend a will point, and I need you to roll Insight plus Athletic.
Insight plus athletic. Okay. 2 out of 5.
So with your combined rolls, that's an 8. Even if she used her will points to re-roll, the most she could get is a 7.
Let's go, team.
How does this go down?
Who wants to paint the word picture?
Maddie, it's all you.
Okay.
It's all you, Maddie.
So, as Maddie sees Victor going in for the karate chop, and Velma, like, rearing back to throw this fork, it's like everything is going in slow motion. And she feels like a tickle at the back of her mind. And she just knows what she has to. She closes her eyes, and they open up, and they're glowing. And the fork starts to glow, and Victor starts to glow, and everything goes super fast.
You launch the fork. She turns around just in time to catch it between the force field. It's sticking halfway through the now sparking barrier. What? Did you just launch a piece of fucking cutlery at me? Victor hits the force field one last time. And the barrier is spread too thin. It bursts. The fork shatters. Victor is sent flying. Victoria catches herself in midair with some sort of hover jetpack thing. But the meteor crashes to the ground and breaks open. And what erupts from it is this concussive wave of energy. What sort of energy, you cannot say. It's intense, strong enough to make the air and just space around it glitch and distort, enough to knock you 3 and Levi flat on your ass and send Vickie knocked back hurtling through the air. And just as fast as the energy was unleashed, it's suddenly gone. Victoria recovers in the air and she looks pissed. You little whelp, you absolute clod! You and your friends are going to... No. It's fine. Remember your blood pressure, Vickie. I'm still getting away, I still have the Plusle, and don't you worry, little pupa, I'm not giving up on you so easily. After all, we're family. Toodles! And she jetpacks away with only the Plusle in tow. Sans meteor, sans mine.
Okay.
Sonata and Captain Levi move the rest of the Dunsparce statue out of the way, check to make sure everyone's unharmed and all right. And then Levi turns to you, Velma.
Thank you for proving me wrong.
Velma just kind of looks up at him, a little bit blank-faced, but he gives a deep sigh and looks back up at the hole where Vickie just escaped and just looks in solemn silence.
She may have escaped this time, but as long as I'm on the case, she will face justice. For now, though...
Turns to the rest of you.
Are you all right?
Chris is dusting himself off, trying to get just little shards of debris off him. He's like, yeah, we seem to be okay. And he's looking over Victor. Victor seems to be fine. He seems to be in good shape. And he looks to Levi and he goes, thank you for helping us. And he immediately puts his hands up and goes, all right, that's all I wanted to do. You got me.
I will need to bring you in for questioning, but given the circumstances, I may be able to drop some of the charges, at least the ones directly involving me.
Chris slowly puts his arms down. I'm sorry for earlier, but I just knew that wasn't who Velma was, but I'm glad that you can actually see that as well, too. And I think a medical checkup would be good.
He recalls Sonata, you recall your Pokemon. He escorts you out of the museum. Before you guys leave, though, Levi turns to you, Chris.
Nice scarf, by the way.
Thanks. Nice scarf as well.
As the clock strikes midnight in the city of Cortland, your second week in Appalachia comes to a close. This is technically your second week here.
Wow.
Christ on a cracker. These are some very stressful 2 weeks.
Yellow, Kay here. Welcome to the pause menu. Hope you're enjoying the episode so far. I recently got back from a trip abroad. That's why there was no episode in the month of March. Went traveling the world. First time I've really traveled outside my home place for roughly a decade, I think. And it was much needed. But now we're back and ready to get to work. So, if you'd like to support the show, we got a Patreon for that. Get your name in the end credits of the YouTube releases, access behind-the-scenes bonus tidbits, and for our Ultra Baller tier patrons, get your name mentioned here verbally by me in the pause menu. So, special thanks to Bamboory, Camicat, Cybernetic Pink Eye, Danny Deathheart, Donkey Odo, Doodle Boy, Siobhan, Jonathan Jesus Macias, Key NT, Mr. Someone, PBC98, Red Phoenix 2412, Renamon Music Box Brony, Trace Hartley. That would be my dogs. Recently got a new one to keep the old one company. Makes recording very fun. Where was I? Trace Hartley, Unoriginal, and yeah, that was the last of them. So yeah, thank you very much to our Ultra Baller tier patrons and all our patrons. You can also support the show via word of mouth. Leave a good comment on our YouTube releases, a good post on Blue Sky or Twitter using the hashtag PKMN Legacy, or a good review wherever you find this podcast. Do that, and like our patrons, we might use your name for one of our NPCs. For instance, Vickie Vladimir is named after @Aonomica on Twitter. Got some new characters introduced later on. Tash, named after Tash Bennington on Twitter. Marshall, named after Marshall Everett from Patreon. And another appearance from Camilla, named after Camicat on Patreon. All right, that wraps up this pause menu. Let's get back to the episode. I think it's the longest one we've had so far, actually. So yeah, enjoy the rest of it. Unpause. As you guys leave the museum, you can see that some cop cars are coming to secure the perimeter. Levi guides you away from that across the bridge over to the downtown district of Cortland City. It is currently at night right now. The streetlights are still on, but it's midnight, 1 o'clock a.m. But he takes you to a still relatively occupied police station. Officer Jenny's still going about. He takes you into not a holding cell, more like an interrogation room. You are not handcuffed though, but he leaves you there so he can get everything processed, report to his superiors, all that stuff.
Maddie's kind of, sitting down and she's leaning on her elbows that are resting on her thighs and just kind of like tapping her foot at the same time. So her whole body's just like bouncing just a little bit. And she's just like looking around.
You okay, Maddie?
What? Yes? Why?
Oh, sorry. Just sort of, you seem a bit bouncy.
No, I'm fine. And she just, like, classic, like, bead of sweat, like, drops down the face.
Okay.
So question for God.
Please, call me Kay.
No, wait, have you guys seen the Barbie movie? Really quick.
I have not.
There's just a scene where it's Will Ferrell and they're like, I can't remember his like name, but he's the CEO. So they're like, oh, Mr. Ferrell. And he goes, please call me mother. I thought you were going to say, please call me mother.
Please, call me Mommy.
Oh, no. Oh,
Mommy?
no.
Sorry. Mommy? Sorry. Mommy? Sorry.
Good night, everyone. But anyways, so would it be safe to assume that they would have confiscated Velma's blaster, or would she still be able to hold on to that?
I think they would have confiscated that for the time being. I mean, even if it's not a firearm, quote unquote, it's still firearm adjacent. It is a weapon.
Okay.
And we're in a station.
I think right now, Velma would still be very despondent regarding the whole situation, everything that just happened. She's just staring down at her feet very quietly right now.
Velma?
Yeah.
Did you know, you know what? Never mind.
Let's actually do a vibe check real quick. What's going through each character's mind right now? Let's start with Maddie.
She's pretty much thinking about at this point that she's worried that going to a station is going to show up on her transcripts or permanent record. And being abroad is even worse because she's not in her home country.
Chris is worried less about what happened inside the facility, but more about what's going through Velma and Maddie's head, because they seemed fine at the beginning when they were inside the facility, but now they just seem like two completely different people, and he's very scared about what they're going through and that he can't help.
And what is Velma going through right now?
Right now, Velma is feeling extremely lost and kind of hopeless because she thought she found the one lead to her grandpa, or if not the lead to her grandpa, the lead to some family outside of her mom, but she hasn't met in a long, long time. Turns out it's not a very good relationship either way. And so she's feeling very lost because on the one hand, she's stuck by her friends, but on the other hand, she turned her back on her family, the first family she'd met in a very long time, and now she's having a somewhat identity crisis of who is she then?
Velma, in your state of just deep reflection about this, why don't you make me I think this would be a straight insight roll.
2 out of 3?
While you are sitting in your befuddled mind, your hand subconsciously brushes over the edges of this photo, and two things pop into your mind. One, the subjects of this photo, your grandfather, Captain Vladimir, and your aunt, Vickie, two people you know very little about, despite the fact that one of them has been the biggest influence of your quote-unquote criminal life. And two, is one of the edges of this photo torn?
Oh?
In this photo, you see that Victoria is on the left-hand side with one of Hector's arms draped around her shoulder. But to the right of it, Hector's other arm is sort of cropped out.
Is it like burned? Or just torn?
It looks mostly torn. It may have been burned through age or fire. You don't really know for sure, but the photo is incomplete. And with that 2 out of 3 insight, purposefully so. A knock on the door. Officer Jenny comes in. All right, you're free to go.
Maddie, you see small tears in the corner of her eyes. Really?
Yes, ma'am. All charges dropped, and you will not be needed for questioning tonight.
They're not going to find out about this at university? And she's grabbing Officer Jenny's collar, not hard, but just ah.
Ma'am, hands to yourself. And no, these particular drop charges will not show up on any background checks or criminal records you may have. Now, if you'll make your way to the front desk, your Pokemon and your belongings are waiting for you to be picked up.
Thanks, Officer Jenny. Question, though, what happened to Captain Levi?
Captain Levi's currently in a meeting right now, so he's unavailable.
And is he recovering okay? There was something that almost dropped on him and he was holding it up, and don't know if his bones are okay.
Oh, he's fine. Anyway, you three make sure you get home safely.
Roger that, Officer Jenny. And he gets up. You coming, Velma?
Yeah, let's go. And she gingerly puts the photo back in her pocket.
You guys gather your Pokemon, your gear, on your way out. Whoever is interested in trying to just get a little peek at Captain Levi on the way out, go ahead and roll me a Insight plus Alert check.
Yeah, I want to know.
I am very curious.
3 out of 4 and 2 out of 5. The blinds are slightly open enough to see Captain Levi standing in silence as another individual, most likely a superior, is talking to him very animated. He's getting chewed out right now. As you guys exit the police station and out into the brisk midnight air, you see a car parked outside with the Mogul Corp logo on it, and outside it, you see a Mogul Corp employee dressed in their blue uniform. And he looks at you, Mr. Ray, Miss LeClaire, Miss Vladimir.
Yeah, that's us.
Yes?
Hi, Mogul Corp sent me to escort you back to Mogul City. I understand you're going to need somewhere to sleep tonight.
Guys, did we request that?
I don't remember.
I have no idea.
What happened to Angel's Flat? Did I explode it?
Well, not necessarily, no, but we did. It did get flooded with Pokemon.
What?
I'll tell you later. It's a long story, but
He just opens the door of the car for you and gestures for you to come in at your convenience.
Wasn't there other stuff we wanted to do here?
it's such a.
We're all in a huddle.
We're doing a group huddle.
Yeah.
I mean, what else did we need to do here? Plus, isn't it kind of weird to be getting into a stranger's car? That's like rule number 1 they teach you in school.
That's true. How do we even know that they are Mogul Corp?
Chris turns his head to look back at the guy.
Yes?
How do we know you're from Mogul Corp?
Yes. He reaches into his vest pocket, pulls out his ID badge, Mogul Corp, with the same logo and the same picture, short brown hair, a very clean-cut person, and you see the name of Tash on there. Tash.
Can Maddie ask him to see the identification real quick?
By all means, go ahead.
And then she looks at Velma and she goes, Velma! And she gestures for her to bite it to check and make sure it's real.
Velma just haphazardly opens her jaw and just lazy.
No, not the lazy bite! Oh, wow, you really are sad. And Maddie just pulls it away slowly and hands it back to the guy.
Okay, he wipes the card, the bite marks and saliva on his pants, just on the side, tucks it back to his vest. I've received orders from Miss Camilla to drive you over to the residential quarters in Mogul City, where you can take a night's rest. She wanted to speak with you tomorrow morning.
Oh. See, this is the one thing. Did we want to fight the gym leader while we are here, or no?
Do you think we're prepared for that? I mean, both physically and turns to Velma emotionally.
I think it is up to Velma. Velma, would it cheer you up to fight the gym leader, or are you not quite feeling it right now?
So, just double clarifying, so it'd be we take a car out to Mogul City, and then would it also take a day and a half trek to get back up here again?
Oh, absolutely not. Mogul City it's an incorporated city, just like bordering Cortland City.
Oh, so it's quite close.
Okay, so we could definitely hop back over if we wanted to, very easily.
Oh yeah, it's just like a short car ride away.
Okay. That in mind, I think Velma's just gonna look back up at Maddie and say, I think I just need a day, if that's okay.
Of course.
Yeah, no, definitely.
Let's go then to Mogul City.
Tash helps you into the vehicle. It's a nice, clean, professional-looking car. Waits for you to buckle up, and he drives you over to Mogul City. Even in the dead of night, you can see that it is like not really much a city, more like if a skyscraper and a castle had a baby.
Oh!
Just a series of interconnected towers, mostly of sleek design, glass, the glow of warm orange lights cascading over the otherwise night blue sky. It is a citadel of futurism, modernism, that type of shit. It looks sleek, it looks nice. But yeah, the shuttle takes you over there and over to a small series of hotel-like buildings, very residential looking. They check you into what is a very nice, cushy suite. And Tash lets you get settled. When you wake up, just contact us and we'll escort you to meet with Miss Camilla.
Thanks. I know this might be a little cheeky to ask, but could we please have some water or refreshments of some kind?
The fridge is fully stocked, sir.
And it doesn't cost any money?
It's on the house.
You see Chris bolt to the fridge. Oh my God, they have mineral water!
Please keep it down, sir. Other people still sleeping here.
Oh, right, sorry.
Chris, do they have like ranch or butter soda?
And she looks over at Velma.
Let me just quickly check. Hey, Kay, do they happen to have anything like ranch barbecue grass-flavored soda or anything like that?
They do not have any novelty sodas stocked in this fridge. It is mostly bottles of artisan water.
Do they have appy juice?
They have lemonades, but no appy juice.
Oh, okay. Maddie grabs a lemonade and walks over to Velma. I have this for you if you want it. I know it's not quite what you like to drink, but it's better than boring old water, right?
Thanks. And then just pops it open and starts chugging it down.
Oh, no.
Baby girl.
Right. Well, have a good evening.
Thank you.
And Tash leaves you to your room.
Oh, wait, question. Is it just one room that we're all sleeping in, or is it like separate rooms, or is it...
What's the bed situation here?
Yeah.
I think this particular room it's like a main sitting room with a TV, the fridge, and everything like that, and 3 or 4 smaller bedrooms, each with their own bed.
Dang, that's nice.
Sheesh.
This is most likely for Mogul Corp's bringing over ambassadors and meetings with other businessmen from all over the world. Just a store where they keep them nice and cozy.
What the heck are we doing here?
Yeah, right? Chris goes over to like the TV and he turns it on and he says to Velma, hey, let's watch something nice on Pokeflix. I mean, hey, look, they got the Ghastly and Margaret McGee on here. He's like
I
trying.
knew you were gonna bring some stuff.
He's got like a stupid smile trying to cheer her up. And he's like, I really hope this works.
Actually, I think I'm gonna turn in for the day. I'll feel. And then she just shuffles over to the bedroom and just closes the door and flops on the bed.
Okay, champ. See you in the morning. A single tear.
She's really, really sad.
Yeah, I'm gonna be real with you, Maddie. I have no earthly idea how we can help with this.
Maybe we just need to make her see that Vickie wasn't the only means of finding her family. I mean, we can help her.
I mean, we've been trying to help her find her family, but I mean, as far as leads, Vickie was one of the main ones. What about any other family members that might be able to help us? You know, ones that would be cooperative.
Well, we do know Captain Levi, and isn't Velma's family like a whole family of super genius, evil, villain people?
Hey, Kay, would Chris have heard about the whole situation with the Vladimir family involving Velma's mother or other family members, aside from like the grandfather?
I think you only know what Velma and Captain Levi have told you. So you would know of Hector Vladimir. You would know of Victoria Vladimir from experience. You would vaguely know about Dr. Piale. You do faintly remember that she is a sort of a notable figure in certain botanical and biological sciences in the Hoenn region.
if Captain Levi has been looking for these guys for a long time, maybe he has some other leads.
I mean, do we go prying like that? I mean, it is Velma's private information.
We don't have to do it without her knowing, but I just think maybe we can keep that in mind if the opportunity comes to talk to him about it.
I think that would be a good idea. And heck, he may actually have a lead to where the last time he may have saw someone might be helpful.
The only thing is he going to agree to let us even connect Velma with her family?
Doesn't she have a right to know?
Right, but he was also worried she was going to join them.
She's with us now, and obviously she's had a major turn of heart, but I don't know. This is a lot to think about.
I know. And we'll get there. It just might take time.
As you two converse, let me ask you this, Chi-Chi. Do you think Velma would have been able to overhear that conversation?
Ooh.
I think she'd be eavesdropping a little bit. She'd definitely be like down on the door side, just listening in a little.
Ariana and Dry, do you think they'd be trying to keep their voices down during this conversation so as Velma would not be able to hear?
Maddie's voice was definitely hushed.
Yeah, Chris is much more hushed than normal.
Maddie and Chris, I need you to roll cool plus stealth. And we're going to use whoever rolls lower.
So we got disadvantage.
Okay.
And Velma, you go ahead and roll cool plus alert. Well, the worst of your two rolls was a 0 out of 1.
Can't get much worse than that.
And for Velma, rolled a 1 out of 3. So, Velma, you can overhear their conversation.
Alrighty.
You can hear their concern, their worries of whether they'd be taking a step too far into your personal life. But the sense of honest care, genuine concern about you and your well-being and your happiness are evident.
I think Velma would let them keep conversing and then talk to them in the morning about it. Which actually I should clarify, what time of day is it right now?
It is like 1:30, 2 a.m.
Okay,
Wow,
yeah.
it is
Definitely after sleep.
The three of you sleep. And I think as exhausted and both physically and emotionally as you three might be, I think you might have dreams tonight. But I will leave that up to you. Chris, what might you be dreaming about? It doesn't have to be a bad dream. It could be a very good dream.
Chris is actually going to have a flashback dream of him with Emily. You see Emily just sort of drawing. Now, this is pre-magma, but she's inside the breeding center. You know, around the different dogs, you got different Growlers, Houndors, you got a Schnubble in there, just various ones. And you see Chris just walking around. He's doing a bit of lifting, moving some boxes here and there. And as he sits down on the floor, he just flops. Obviously, Emily starts poking his cheek and, you know, trying to show him something. He's like, "Yeah, sweetie, remember, Daddy's cheeks are very soft and in a lot of pain. And yes, can I help you?"
How old is Emily right now?
Emily would be, if this is pre-magma, but after his wife's death, I think she'd be around the age of 3, roundabout. She only has a vague idea of her mother, but doesn't truly know. As she continuously pokes his cheek like a fucking bubble popping thingy, he turns his head and he sees that she's trying to show him something. And it just has a picture that's very crudely drawn, mind you. I mean, it's very crudely drawn, but it's adorable. And it's basically the usual family photo, but you see, obviously, it's Chris and then Emily, but then it's a really weird and obscured version of, like, her mother. And she just goes, "Where's Mama?" And Chris's eyes just kind of go a little wide, and he's like, "Mom's just away at the moment, but she'll be home. You know, Mom's working very hard to make sure we have this lovely place. She's a very important woman." And you kind of see a slight, you know, twitch in his eye as he's trying to maintain an air of, you know, this is better if she knows that her mother's not dead and just doesn't affect her in the long run. She keeps saying it over and over, "Where's Mama? Where's Mama?" Like it keeps getting louder and louder, more distorted before you see him unable to make any more.
No, this is a bad dream.
This is a very bad dream. As the more she says it, she actually starts to age and get older, and her voice slightly deepens. She says, "Where's Mama? Where's Mama? Where's Mama? Dad, where's Mom?" Until he's now in the outfit that he's currently in on the journey with Velma and Maddie. He just doesn't say anything. And Emily, her final words before Chris is shocked awake is, "I thought you said no secrets, Dad." He reels back, sweat pouring down his face. He's like drenched in a pool of sweat, hyperventilating, going, and he's like checking himself. He's looking around. He's looking at his sea gear. He's looking at the last message he sent Emily, and obviously it's the
I love you, yellow heart. And you did receive a I love you orange heart from her.
Yeah.
I will also say this. As you bolt awake, you understandably expect with this emotional pain to come with a physical cost as well.
Yes.
But you notice in your still grogged state of mind, that pain does not come. In fact, your back feels pretty good right now. You take a moment to calm down, sit on the edge of your bed until sleep takes you once more. Because it is only 3 a.m. and you still need to get at least some sleep. Oh, by the way, guys, I did say I gave him a choice of good or bad dream.
did.
Hey, look, a lot's happened.
He took the
Brought that
pain.
on himself.
A lot's happened in the past 24 hours, okay?
Okay.
Velma, what sort of dream did you have?
Well, she's back at home in the family lab right now. She's tinkering away at her blaster. She's doing repairs here and there. And then something suddenly happens. A wire's tripped or something, and suddenly the blaster's shaking. And it's starting to fritz out, and like you see these little electricals kind of starting to spark out of it, and it just starts shooting randomly. Dust everywhere, but it's like this hot dust. It's like this hot electrically charged dust that starts sparking things, and it starts setting off fires everywhere all of a sudden. And it's like suddenly this lab is engulfed in flames, and this thing is not stopping at all. She's trying to call out to anybody, but nobody's answering. And so she thinks the only thing she can do is that there is this heavy, heavy rock that's like right next to her. And the only thing she can think to do, she suddenly brings it up. She looks at the weapon that's just firing off everything everywhere. She's shaking for a minute, and then wham! She brings it down to break the whole thing apart. And just as the whole blaster shatters, she wakes up.
In that moment of shock, as you crash your blaster onto that rock, destroying your link to your grandfather and to that side of life, as the pieces of debris are flying through the air, you can sort of piece together how they all connect in just a brief moment of clarity. Not only how they might connect back to fix itself, but how to improve it.
Ooh.
But you'll let your sleeping mind formulate the plans for that. Maddie,
Yes.
I'm not going to ask what you dream of. So here's what I'll ask. You've been sort of having a back and forth between you and Anissa. You've been seeing her memories. What memory is she seeing tonight of you?
Okay. I think Anissa is seeing a young Maddie going to her sister's basically competitive Pokemon tournaments. Kind of like when you go to like watch your sibling play soccer on a Saturday. Her sister would go to those like club Pokemon tournaments, and Maddie would watch her play and hugely look up to her and really want to do that someday. And then kind of out of nowhere, Anissa slowly starts to get the sense of Maddie's love and want to pursue that dying and changing towards fashion, but there's not a clear reason why. It's almost as if Maddie doesn't want to remember, and she just kind of tells herself that she was always meant to do the fashion thing. She gets glimpses and bits and pieces of Maddie growing up and loving going to these tournaments, and then suddenly she starts to go less and less, and she doesn't go anymore to support her sister.
Would Maddie think that was something to do with her or something to do with herself?
It's something to do with herself.
Understood.
But again, it's not completely clear. It's almost as if Maddie's like kind of shut out those memories because she doesn't want to remember.
So you choose to try and repress what happened those days ago.
Yeah.
In exchange, I think you see the memories Anissa tries to hold on to. What few memories were left of her home and the other of her kind that roamed there, merged with nature and the creatures around them so much that it all sort of blends together. A wholeness that you know she can't feel anymore.
Mm-hmm.
It's a sort of dissonance that gives you a bit of a soreness physically.
Okay.
And as the three of you wake up, mechanically speaking, Chris, you may add +1 to any of your physical attributes, strength, dexterity, or vitality.
Ooh, I can add a +1 to any of them.
As you actually feel that your back no longer feels sore. It seems to have eased itself.
Oh,
He went to the chiropractor.
gonna add 1 to athletic.
Oh, yeah, you know what? You can actually choose to give it to athletic instead. I was mainly thinking of like the big strength, dexterity,
stats.
vitality, but if you want to do it just to your skill of athletic instead, that's fine too.
Yay! Thank you.
Velma, you had a moment of clarity. You know how to tinker with your dust blaster and improve it, making you stand out a bit from the path you once tried to follow directly. And to reflect that, you may add +1 to any of your more mentally aligned attributes. That could be insight, that could be science, crafts, what have you.
Let's add that to... Let's add that to science.
Maddie, you wake up a bit stiffer than usual, and you put a hand to the back of your neck. You feel a bit more fuzz there, and it's not from your hair.
Oh my god. Oh no.
You take out one of your vanity mirror type handheld things, and you try to get a good angle of it. You see grayish white fuzz growing on the back of your neck. And you know that's not your fuzz.
It's not my fuzz.
To reflect this, I'll give you 1 point to add. I'd recommend adding it to channel, but if you want to express your deepening of this transference,
This is wild. Yeah, I'll add it to channel. Just one, right?
add +1 to the channel. And these are all permanent boosts.
Amazing. All right, so I now have channel at 2.
But yeah, you guys wake up, you get ready for the day, you exit the things, head out for a continental breakfast, and you get a better view of the city you are in. It is bustling, sleek, reflecting the morning sun. What do you three of you do?
Actually, is there a shop nearby?
Yes, the residential quarters also has a Mart and Pokemon Center combo.
I was gonna say we didn't heal our Pokemon yet.
Oh, we should do that.
I'll go ahead and revive them while you shop around. Velma, what are you looking for?
We definitely need more Pokeballs.
Yeah.
I think we used
Yeah.
our last ones in that last fight. And also an escape rope.
I agree.
They probably do sell escape ropes, but they'd probably be very expensive. Speaking of which, how much money do you guys have?
I have 2450.
I got 41. 4100.
I don't think Chris has any. Yeah, no, Chris has nothing.
You have no money? What did you spend it on?
I don't remember.
We got like that huge chunk of change from the meteor.
I think you spent it on stuff for Velma and Maddie, actually.
Aw, so nice.
I'd go broke for my new daughters.
Aw. Now we have to buy him something. So cute.
Let's actually put a pin in the shopping for the time being, just in case you need to save that money for later.
Okay.
Are you guys ready to go to the meeting with Camilla?
I'm
guess
ready.
About as ready as we'll ever be.
Yep.
You guys make your way to the central building, the Mogul Corp headquarters, a towering skyscraper shooting out at least 100 feet into the sky. I think skyscrapers are actually higher than that, but as you can see, I'm a country bumpkin.
Yeah, probably, but that's okay.
Let me
How
see.
tall
City,
is a normal
skyscraper, height.
490 feet.
Oh, I lowballed the shit out of that. It is 500 feet.
It's just a normal building.
Bless my heart.
Oh.
You make your way to the headquarters. They're actually setting up for like morning tours of everything. It's bustling with good old-fashioned enterprise.
Nice.
And you make your way to the welcome desk. A secretary is there. Woman, dark skin, hair tied back in a bun. Good morning, how are you today?
Good morning. And Maddie has very much that moment of dad help. Suddenly talking to like other people. What are we here for again, Chris?
We're actually here because Camilla had wanted to speak to us. We were originally in a bit of a kerfuffle, but it's per Camilla's request.
One moment. Can I get your names?
Christopher Gray.
Okay. I'll just need to make a phone call to make sure she's ready to receive you. One moment.
Okay, one.
She picks up the phone and talks, sort of in a way that you know you're okay to just walk away from her for a brief second. And as that is going on, in the center of this lobby, you thought was a holographic statue. It actually seems to be moving and talking in the general vicinity of the tour group that's just starting right now.
Oh.
A large hologram of a broad-shouldered man with a very well-kempt blonde head of hair and a mustache. Under his business jacket, he is wearing a bolo tie and a sky blue vest. And you hear him say,
Well, hello there. I'm Marshal Von Mogul, and I'd like to welcome you to this family of ours. You know, the Appalachia region is such a beautiful place, home to wonderful people and Pokemon, each with their own little dream. But the truth is, it wasn't always this safe. No roads, no rails, no way to go see your folks. And there's nothing more important to me than family.
You just see Velma kind of.
That's why the Mogul Mining Company works day and night to pave the roads to progress, to keep you safe and sound as we bring us all together. Because real power is the power that's inside all of us.
and it sort of like freezes up like it's a recorded VHS version of him. And the tour guide, a rather vapid-looking woman. Okay, so that was Marshal Von Mogul, the original founder of what's now known as the Mogul Corporation. Now, we may not be a mining company anymore, but our goal is still the same. Help make the Appalachia region a better place for everyone. And if you'll follow me, we're going to show you some of the great things we're working on to help make that happen. Okay, this way, everybody. Single file. That's right. Okay.
Are we able to peek to see what's down the area they're going to?
They're getting onto like a sort of mover cart tram sort of thing, like they would have at studio tours or stuff like that. And they go down the hallways to what you can assume is just a tour of the facility, seeing people work, seeing what the Mogul Corp has to offer. But as they disappear into the hallway, you see the secretary turn back to you. Miss Camilla will be ready to receive you. Take the elevator up to the top floor. Someone will escort you to her office.
Okay, thank you very much for your help.
Thank you.
Gives you a polite nod. As said, you take the lift to the top floor. Security shows you into her office. And this office space is nearly immaculate. There's a small marble walkway flanked by these shallow pools of water and these indoor waterfalls. It's fancy, but it's meant to be more calming than opulent. And at the end of the walkway, up some steps, you see Camilla sitting at a large black desk trying to put away a whole lot of paperwork. But she turns to you. I trust that you slept well?
Yeah. I had a great sleep. Great 4 hours of sleep.
4 hours.
I hope you're not too tired to answer some of my questions. I understand the three of you were quite busy last night.
Yes, we were busy. I'm guessing you're talking about the situation with Vickie, correct?
With Victoria Vladimir, with Captain Levi, with the 2 jewel-type Pokemon, with the meteor, with the whole museum affair in general.
Right, so what do you already know?
I believe most of it, though I would appreciate the context that your side of the story would provide.
So, I'm assuming you already know that the meteor kinda went, kaput. Well, during that whole kerfuffle, something, we ended up learning is that there might be a connection between the jewel types and the meteor.
We might have direct evidence of that. Yeah, Maddie pops Minun out.
Camilla takes a knee, gets down close, and examines the Minun very thoroughly. This Minun is in mid-process of being transformed, which means there is in fact a process. And that means it may be possible to reverse the process. To that end, would you let us borrow your Minun to run some tests?
I was afraid you were going to say that. I don't know. He's been through so much. I'm just a little nervous for him. I don't know if he should be going to be poked and prodded right now.
I see.
Can you maybe take, I don't know, some of his fur or something?
Maddie, the reason I asked you three to retrieve these meteors and jewel-type Pokemon is so we may research them, better understand them, mitigate any dangers they pose to the public and to themselves. That's why we are paying you for these transactions. But for these transactions to take place, there needs to be trust between us. And the fact is, you do not trust me or Mogul Corp.
It's not that, at least speaking for me, that I don't trust you. I just...
Let's just say we've all been through a lot the past couple of days, so trust is a little finite on our end right now.
Then let's fix that. What can I do so that you may better trust me?
One thing that may help is absolute transparency. And there's a couple of questions we may have, or at least for myself that I have at least one, that I'd like to be able to poke your brain for. Obviously, it may or may not be sensitive information given the question I asked, but if I know that you're willing to tell us, it would actually make me feel way more open towards you.
I will try to answer any question you have, though as you say, I cannot answer every question you may have. In exchange, I ask that you answer my own. We'll take turns, a question for a question.
That's fine.
That sounds fair to me.
Sounds good to me.
You can start.
What exactly are you doing to experiment on these Pokemon?
Nothing. We have yet to retrieve any jewel-type Pokemon to study. We've only retrieved 2 meteor samples large enough to conduct proper research on. The one that crashed into Mogabark Mills, and the one from McPoof's farm, the latter of which you retrieved for us.
So you have nothing from before us?
Some smaller samples, slivers, shavings, but nothing of enough size or note to provide a breakthrough in our research.
Okay, so I guess my follow-up would be...
Hold that thought. We did agree, a question for a question.
Oh, okay.
When you retrieved the meteor from the farmlands, you told Angel that was the only thing you found. But based on reports in Pippin Town, you also possess what I assume is a jewel-type Mischievous.
Yes, that is true.
Now, I understand...
Wait, wasn't that already a question? Question for a question?
No, that was a lead-up to a question yet to be posed. I understand why you may not have relinquished the Mischievous to us, based on our lack of trust. My question is, why did you not at least report on the existence of the Mischievous?
At least on my end, I guess there was a little bit of worry that you would wonder why. Again, there's only so much we know, and a meteor is one thing, but an entire Pokemon, there's just a little bit of fear. We don't really know what experimentation is going to be done. Is that right, guys? Did I say that right?
That'd be correct.
Yeah.
Do they know about Diamond?
Yes. You showed Diamond to her directly.
Yeah.
Right.
Back at the beach.
Right.
That, and I'm pretty sure Professor Maple would have said something about Diamond as well.
For transparency's sake, I will arrange a tour of where the research will be conducted. But for now, it is your turn to ask the question.
There was someone in the cult of Nuzlocke by the name of Maxine. I know nothing outside of they were with the cult of Nuzlocke. I'm assuming not anymore. but do you have any information on her?
I do. She is currently in Newtontown waiting to participate in the tournament. We have her under constant surveillance. Once we all convene in Newtontown, we can go over the situation in more detail.
As far as what your surveillance of her has there been anything that would have given you an air of untrustworthiness that she may be doing something mischievous?
Chris, I am a multinational CEO. Distrust is my default. But no, she has yet to do anything that would raise suspicion. Now, my question for you. Why did you ask Angel to transfer over to the department overseeing the tournament?
Call me crazy if you want, but there's somebody there that's from my past that I believe is the same person I had an encounter with. However, I cannot fully prove that because the moment they saw me, there was no reaction, and I don't know if I'm looking too deep into it. However, given the way they look, the way they act, and that stare, that very cold stare, I can't mistake it. It's definitely them, but I don't know why they're participating as a judge in this competition. So I wanted Angel to migrate over to that role or department, really, and as sad as it is to say, gain any information that they can about this person.
Chris, I need you to make an Insight plus Etiquette.
I got 1 out of 3.
Chris, you are being very vague on the details in a way that would raise suspicion in anyone. But if you're doing so with her, she has a hell of a poker face. She does turn to you and say, if you're referring to AJ...
Normally with his poker face, he's kind of okay with these things, but the moment Camilla says that name, you see his eyebrows slightly twitch. Not enough to make Maddie and Velma notice, but definitely if Camilla picked up on it, she would know.
She is the assistant to the mayor of Newtontown, and while she is only a judge for the tryouts, she will be overseeing much of the operations during this tournament. I trust her, and whatever history you may have with her, I trust that you will be able to resolve it with her in Newtontown.
I just know that what she is now is not what she was before, and if I'm being perfectly blunt about this, I don't think she's changed. I think she's really just putting on a disguise. But I'm more than happy to be proven wrong, and I would hope I could be proven wrong, but I just need that confirmation for myself.
For the record, Angel kept your names out of the application for transferal.
Good old Angel.
It was easy enough to piece together, though.
I'm guessing she was probably a lot more jittery than normal, huh?
After the events of last night, yes. In the meantime, we've given her accommodations while her apartment is being fixed.
Wait, what happened?
Ah, yes, you weren't there at the time. During Chris's confrontation with Captain Levi, the apartment was swarmed with hundreds of Joltik.
Oh, I see. Huh.
Now, I have approved Angel's transfer. She'll be able to help you in Newtontown. That being said, give her time to recover from last night. She's a good person, but she is not a trainer. And I don't want to see her forced into any situation she would not be comfortable with.
That's fair. If you happen to see her, do say that I am very sorry, and that I owe her twice now.
So, I have one question. Vickie, what do you know about her? Do you know if she's working with anybody?
I believe we had a similar conversation on the beaches of Makun Town. I know for sure she's not working with Mogul Corp. Past that, though, I couldn't tell you for sure. Though I do understand that you have learned quite a bit about her since our last talk.
Yeah, I have. Her claim was she was seeking the mirror to... Well, she says she was using it for, progress. For whatever that entails monetarily or scientifically. And apparently she and Levi have a bit of a history, though she didn't go too into the details of that.
And from what I can infer, he's not the only one.
Yeah, that's, another thing. I guess I learned that she's a long-lost aunt of mine. I was hoping to get some kind of leads on my grandpa from her, but, looks like the trail's gone cold again.
It seems that this Victoria is hunting for meteors. So if you go after the meteors, it's likely you'll find her, which in turn may help in your search for your grandfather.
I see.
It's dangerous, but it is a possibility.
Understood. Thank you.
Okay. I will arrange a tour of our facilities for tomorrow. You can see for yourself what we would be doing with the Minun firsthand.
Camilla, can I just emphasize something to you?
Please do.
I just want to make sure you do know that we want to trust Mogul Corp. We want to trust you. We want to figure this out just as much as you do. It's all new, and we've come across a lot of people since knowing each other, and a lot of different scary things, and we just want to make sure we're doing this the right way.
I would be very disappointed if you were not.
Thank you.
Now then, I asked for your help to take down the cult of Nuzlocke. That time is coming sooner than ever now. We can discuss more in Newtontown, but for the time being, I believe you have your 4th badge to win.
Yes.
We've thought about it.
Take care of what you need to today. Tomorrow, you take the tour. You can decide afterwards whether to leave Minun in our care. And then, we fly to Newtontown.
I'm all above board with this.
Sounds fair?
Okay.
I hope you'll forgive me if you show yourselves out. I have a lot of paperwork to finish up here, and I do not much care for that lobby.
That's understandable. It really is just, love us and leave us kind of deal, huh? And he kind of tries to give her the finger guns, laughing, but I don't think she's going to reciprocate that.
Sure.
Yeah, the joke went over. Everyone said, okay, never mind. All right. I'll see myself out now.
And with that, you head back to Cortland City, preparing to take on Gym Leader Colin for your 4th badge.